Hello? Welcome to another retro stream on original hardware. Tonight we're going to be playing Tetris Attack on the Super Nintendo. Tetris Attack is one of probably my favorite puzzle game of all time. I know people love Tetris, and Tetris is really great. I played Tetris a lot. I played it on the Game Boy. Like most people, that came with the Game Boy, and everybody loved Tetris. But Tetris Attack was introduced to me in college, and by a really good friend of mine and my roommate at the time, Tim Gavin. And he had a friend who introduced him to it named Mark Smolik. And both of them played it pretty hardcore in versus mode against each other. And then when Tim introduced it to me, he just kicked my butt over and over and over again playing this game. And as a result, I had to get better quickly if I wanted to compete in this great puzzle game. So we played it religiously in college, and other close friends would come over and they would play. And I remember being at like a concert and seeing the lights at the concert and thinking of them as like the blocks shifting around from Tetris Attack. And this game, if you ever wanted a game that you would be like in the zone for, or as it's often referred to as the flow of the game, Tetris Attack is it. And when you're playing this game, especially head to head, you're just completely in the zone, completely in the flow of the game. There are other games that I feel that way about. Tetris can be like that, but Tetris Attack for me is the game that does that. Now, this game is actually the US version of a Japanese game made by Nintendo called Panel de Pon. Panel de Pon has like fairy characters, and there's sort of a like fairy magic theme. For whatever reason, when they localized Tetris Attack, they decided to go to the Nintendo characters. So you have Yoshi and Bowser, and actually they're the characters from Yoshi's Island. So like Poochie is in there, and Kamek, and other characters featured, Shy Guys and things like that are in the background, featured in Yoshi's Island, which was out at the time. This is actually a fairly late release for the Super Nintendo. I think it might be 96 or 95. Can't remember exactly, but it's pretty late release for the Super Nintendo, like Yoshi's Island is. Panel de Pon is essentially, it's the same game. When they localized it, they just reskinned it. They even kept the music and stuff. And they sort of just added the characters, and it's the same game. It was later released, same game, on the N64 as Pokemon Puzzle League, and I had the Game Boy version of that, Game Boy Color version of that, and I played that quite a bit because I love Tetris Attack so much. Some people say that Pokemon Puzzle League's the best version. I don't know. It's essentially the same game. They released a GameCube version of it in Japan that was called Nintendo Puzzle Collection or something like that, and it had a 4-player mode, which is awesome. So if you loved playing this in the versus mode, playing it on the GameCube was sort of the ultimate experience. And one time we got my friend's GameCube out and we played it that way, and it was a good time. So anyway, what we're going to do tonight is we're going to play the single player mode for this game on hard difficulty, and I should be able to beat it, I think, without dying. I think I can beat it without continuing. If I do continue, it'll only be like one continue. So I guess in one sense I'll be one CCing Tetris Attack. There's actually an even harder mode that once you beat it you can unlock, and it's like, I don't know, super hard or insane or something like that is what they call it. And I know some people find this game challenging or difficult or whatever, but once you've played it 2-player, it sort of like opens up a whole new world of Tetris Attack or Paneled Upon or whatever. And it, you know, it just becomes its own thing. So anyway, let's get this popped in, and we'll get started up here with Tetris Attack on the Super Nintendo. Using my wired SNES controller. I was using wireless controllers earlier, but just use the wired one. It's so close by with no need for the wireless. Yes, it says copyright 1995 Nintendo, 1996 Nintendo, so they must have reskinned it in 96. That would be my guess. So, we'll get started here. There's a couple different ways you can play the one-player game, and I'll show you that. They have an endless mode, which I think is the base mode, and then they have the time trial, stage clear, which is I think what we're going to do, puzzle mode, which is sort of like a trick mode, and then versus, where you play against the CPU. So I think what we want to do is stage clear, which I think is the story mode of the game. So we're going to go ahead and do that. I think. I could be wrong about this. This doesn't look right. Maybe it is. Stage 1-1. I didn't get to choose the difficulty. That doesn't look right. Okay. We're gonna reset. Maybe it's only versus mode. Endless? No, that's not right. It must be versus mode. Yes, here we go. It's versus mode. I think. I'm not sure what I was watching the streamer Game Mistress play earlier today. That might have been stage clear. I'm not sure. But I like playing versus mode anyway because it's more like playing it two-player. So again, we'll go to hard. Again, there's a way you can make it super hard. I think if you press like... I can't remember what it is. You hold down like start select or something like that. It makes the background go red and it gets super hard. But we'll just play it on hard. This is the story. Using magic, you started the rains, a regular deluge. You even cast a spell on most of my friends. Nothing's done, the world will be flooded. Luckily, his spell didn't work on me, and I figured out how to remove the spell. This time, the time has come to defeat Bowser and his cronies. It's always time to defeat Bowser. And again, in Paneled Upon, there's the fairy characters in here rather than like Lakitu and Yoshi. The main character's name is Lip. I'm on the left here. Don't have any good combos to start with here. No, not fast enough. That's a good one. So in this game, the way it works is if you make 3 blocks match, they will break. And you're trying to clear the blocks from the screen going up, which is a little bit different than Tetris where they fall from the top. If you make what they call a combo, which is making 4 or more blocks together break, then you get like a bonus, and it drops like a garbage block on your opponent. If you make what they call a chain, where when you make blocks break and then they drop so that more blocks break, that's a chain, and it's worth even more points and a bigger garbage block on your opponent. And so when you're playing 2-player, you want to make as many chains as possible to defeat them. So I'm going to set up a chain here. Yeah. There's another. Yeah. So I'm going to get a little bit warmed up here. Setting up a combo with 5. Here's a chain I'm setting up. So this will break, and then if you can sometimes slide blocks, or slide stuff in quickly, you can make a chain like that. It's kind of a skill. Yeah, slide a block in there, get a chain. And again, these are all things that I learned playing this multiplayer. Also, as blocks begin to drop like that, you can make another chain. I know I'm playing kind of quickly here. I'm not spending a lot of time explaining how this game works. Hopefully it's not too confusing. Bumpty and Dr. Freezegood are free. Poochie and Grinder. Alright, here we go. Almost. Almost had a big chain there. Interestingly, I consider myself pretty good at this game, and they had a DS version of it called Planet Puzzle League, and you could play on the internet, and I was really excited to play like random people on the internet because I was like, oh, I get to test my skills. And I played against some person from Korea in like my second or third game, and they just destroyed me. In like less than 5 seconds, they had beat me. And I was like, what? How is this even possible? So, if you think you're good at a game, there's always somebody better. I know there's people out there that are like, you know, really good at games and they speedrun them and all this stuff. But, you know, maybe the best person isn't streaming a game. You might not know who the best person is. Set up a little easy chain here. Blocks. So I'm moving blocks up from the bottom to try to get more blocks to break. Another easy chain. No, easy combo. And this game is available as Paneled Upon on Switch. So if you have a Switch, I highly recommend checking it out. It's, like I said, it's one of my all-time favorites. It's one of the best puzzle games ever. And these gray blocks make a special kind of garbage block that can't be immediately broken. So it's really good to use the gray blocks to make garbage blocks. You see I got the break there. That's important when you're playing 2-player. Ah! I messed that up. See, I'm getting the break by breaking a block against the top there. Just freeing my Yoshi's Island friends here by being them. I said, I'm pretty sure I can beat this without losing, but I could be wrong. I think Bowser's fairly difficult and hard. We'll find out soon enough. Well, that was pretty good. Oh, we might just win this one in a flash here. 29 seconds is getting more in the flow here, more in the zone. Making a big chain like that makes a huge garbage block. And you just, it's hard for the computer to recover from that if you do it right away. Gargantua Blarg. Sometimes stuff will come up from the bottom and take away your best laid plans. That's always frustrating. Sometimes it's easier to just make combos to, it can be challenging to make chains. Especially for new players. And so I encourage you to start by making combos. 49 seconds. Not too bad. The music becomes sort of charming too when you've played this a bunch. And, it's funny, you don't normally think about, like, game music being something that matters very much, but I really like the music. That stinks. Messed up my chain. I really like the music in this game. It's sort of very pleasant. And it gets hectic, like it speeds up, right, if you're not doing well. But there's something sort of just calm about it. Which is probably good since you're trying to focus on this, intense game. Had a nice little thing going there, but it's nope, computer's getting feisty here. We're getting to a point where they might actually do stuff. Doesn't sound good. Now I'm trying to set up stuff so that when the blocks at the top drop there, that they'll make chains. Alright, Raphael the Raven and Shy Guy. Prepare to be Yoshi'd. That's a good one. Oh, we could have kept going, maybe. If I was a little faster. Only 22 seconds. So I think now that we've freed all the friends, you start going after the bad guys, and there's like 4 of them before you get 3 of them before you get to Bowser. Mount Wickedness. I wonder if that's a translation from Pound Upon or not. Hook Bill the Koopa. I like how his eyes are all googly and crazy. How is everyone free? Well, too bad. I'm just gonna have to stop you. Yeah. You sure will. Well, you're moving up, huh? You think you're that good? You fool! Look at this chain. It's hot. Ran out of blocks. Challenge here. Gotta get the break. If you get the break, you get a stop, and that's really important. Well, that was definitely challenging. Doesn't bode well for me beating this without a continue. It'd be great if I could beat it without a continue, but I don't know. I had a hard time with Koopa there. It's Naval Piranha. You fools! Do I have to teach you the penalty for removing the spell? My supper. Yeah, well. Sorry, Piranha Plant. Not sorry. That's not good. I always try to figure out what he's saying. Is he saying place your bets? What is he saying? Off to a slow start here. That's not good. sometimes it's not a good idea to be distracted by things like the gray blocks, too. Mostly, like, you just want to play if you're having any kind of struggling at all. Although, I'm not sure we're necessarily struggling here. So he dropped those great blocks on me, that's kind of not good. Anything that would have dropped on top of them. I would not have been able to break. 2 minutes. How could this have happened? Well, you're not Yoshi. Now I think it's Kamek and then Bowser. Yeah, I think that's right. So, I'm not so sure I can beat Bowser, but I'm pretty sure I can beat Kamek. The colors still look kind of wonky on here. Disappointing. Having trouble with the colors being quite right. Looks a little better, maybe. Point is washed out. I don't know. I'm not having the best of luck with my capture device being perfect for whatever reason. I really probably should get a better computer that's not Linux. Anyway, here we go with Kamek. What? How dare you interfere with my spells? Toadies, get that Yoshi. Yeah. Alright. I might actually have to be paying attention here now.
Okay, 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 okay.
Let's do this. That was close. Let's see if we get that in there. Uh-oh. He's doing something big. It's not great because he needs it to break. Nope, we got him. Wasn't too bad. 53 seconds for Kamek. Alright. Here we go. Hard mode. Bowser. Can we do it without losing a game? Can we have the perfect hard mode run on stream? Last stage. Bowser. You dare challenge me? What a joke. Alright. Focus. Gonna be Bowser. I can start. Probably psyching myself out too much here. Alright. Notice how the bigger blocks are much difficult to break. I like to break them in pieces, which makes them difficult to clear. This is not good. There's a lot of stuff in the way. What? What happened there? All these gray blocks. That was almost terrible. Yes! Take that, Bowser! Well, it took me 2 minutes and 27 seconds on Bowser, but we did kick his butt, and we didn't lose a single game. Yes. I have been so completely beaten. How can this be? What could I have been thinking? I love these translations from, like, you know, Japanese games where the boss is like, how is it possible? How could I have lost? Gah. It's inconceivable. I don't remember the ending of this game very well. I did just beat Paneled Upon on the Switch on hard mode. And I couldn't read it because it's in Japanese, of course, but it's the similar storyline where, you know, Lip is freeing all of her captured fairy friends. Plus, who doesn't love Baby Yoshis, right? Come on. Baby Yoshis. Now, if I remember, it has the credit.